Okay, the ones we're going to be talking about is to provide students with a clear and understandable vision of the learning target, and strategy 4, which is to teach students to self-assess and set goals. We had a problem. We were trying to put together our units, and the biggest problem was that we found that our can statements were extremely broad and very conceptual for science. So, for example, we had one that I can read a weather map to interpret local, regional, and national weather. And that incorporates a lot of things.
Okay, so our solution to our problem was to be able to provide the structure and background knowledge so our students would be able to finally meet the end result, which was our power indicator. So we first identified what background information that they were going to need to know, and we called this background information checkpoints. We organized our checkpoints, and then we grouped them into manageable chunks. And then we give our students the list of the checkpoints so then they can go ahead and self-assess themselves as they learn about them throughout the unit.
Here's an example of what we give the students. And we begin the unit out with this sheet, and we have the kids go through and rate their confidence in how well they know each of this information. You can see the rating scale at the top. We try to tie it in with weather and temperatures. Hot meaning they really understand it well, and 32 and below meaning they don't know anything about it, and anywhere in between. So we go to the next slide is a video of just how I introduce it with the kids.
So, now seeing that, how many still think that they were pretty accurate? Okay, how many were at least close in some places? Maybe you were that mid B, low B range. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, shows me that you guys have done some work with weather maps before, which is good. Okay, but we do want to get you all to that 100% A kind of range. And this whole unit, what's important to you guys are going to do is a lot of self-assessment. What I mean is, you're going to constantly be rating yourself and how well you know it. All the different kinds of weather knowledge that we're going to learn. So that's what we're going to be constantly looking at and reviewing how to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a sheet that looks just like the large thermometer you now see on my door. And this is what we're going to be rate ourselves throughout the unit. The sheet I give you is pretty important. So make sure it goes directly to your body. Plug it in. You're not losing this. We're going to refer to this a couple times a week. Okay, so it is pretty important. Let me give it to you and we'll discuss what it is. And how we're going to use it. We're going to use a temperature scale and kind of rate ourselves. Welcome. We'd like to be rating scale. How we're going to rate ourselves. Maybe go ahead.
90 to 85, 84 to 75 is 1, 74 to 65 is mild, 64 to 33 is chilly, 30 to below is cold.
Okay, and we're going to constantly rate yourself based on those temperature ranges. How well you know the different things. We chose this because I think most people would really try to be outside when it's nice and sunny. I know a lot of people like to ski and skate, ice skate and things like that, but we decided we're going to make it go this way. There are 32 and below, ice cold, meaning you really don't want to be at that level. You want to work your way to the 85 to 92 level to be hot. And if you want, I know you guys like to relate these to grades, which isn't always the most important thing, but when you really need that. So you can basically consider your 90 to 85 degree, meaning you're in the A range. Your warm range would be B, your mild range would be like C, chilly at D, and ice cold would be your F range. But I don't like to put grades. Because right now, I expect, and I'm perfectly fine with a lot of you being at the ice cold temperature, but hopefully there's some things there that you don't know yet, because that's what we need to learn. And as we're going through this unit and assessing ourselves, that helps me out as a teacher, because if I see a lot of you saying that they're ice cold or you're chilly, well, those are the things we're going to spend time on. If there's things where you all are in the 85 to 90 degree range, and the class really knows some of them, we don't have to spend a bunch of lessons on it. And we can be pretty confident that you know what you're doing. What I would like you to do